Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Salvaje and here's my Save the World in-depth weapon review on the Surround Pound Hammer. It's available in the item shop for the next week. 1,680 gold, I believe. You absolutely want to get this thing, by the way. If you don't want to watch the entire review, just want to let you know this thing is a monster and you absolutely want to level it up, perk it up, because it's probably the best hardware weapon in the entire game at the moment. Now, I reviewed this hammer with 2 attack speed perks, critical rating and critical damage, and I believe critical rating was all the way up to legendary. And I just want to point out, this thing on the damage department definitely gets the job done. When it comes down to the regular swing speed of the hammer, the damage and critical damage is really sufficient, but the secondary attack of the hammer is also really good. When you use it very close to a specific husk, you can hit the husk with the sound wave up to 3 times, which basically means that you're going to be able to melt high priority targets like mist monsters and what's this thing called, husky husk as well. The secondary attack that this hammer has is what I would probably say makes it the best hammer in all of Fortnite Save the World at the time of me making this video. The secondary attack doesn't trigger propanes, and it goes through shielder husk, as you guys are going to be seeing in the gameplay. And the secondary attack also goes through refrigerator husk, making it the first melee weapon, I believe, in Fortnite Save the World that has an attack that goes through the shield that shielder husk usually hold out. And again, that's why I said that this is probably the best hardware weapon in the entire game. And honestly, it might be the best melee weapon in the entire game after the Spectral Blade, or it might be in a tie with the Spectral Blade. I just want to point out the secondary attack that this thing has is great as well, just because it provides some pretty decent range. It has a 1-tile range that the sound wave is sort of going to kind of travel for. But for the most part, this attack also offers a lot of survivability as well as some area of effect damage. In the gameplay in the background, you guys are going to be seeing that when it comes down to, you know, the group of husks that are going to be in front of me, they're always going to go down, right? I'm always going to have complete and total control over a specific spawn due to the utility that this hammer is able to bring into the table, I mean. Now, I also said earlier that this hammer brings out a lot of survivability. And the reason why I say that is because things like the Walloper and the Let's Lead, while they're very good because of the leap attack isn't always a smart thing to do because it puts you in a situation where you just get overwhelmed. But with this hammer, you have complete control over where you're going to be positioned at, and of course where you're going to do your secondary attack to get a lot of value out of it. And that's what makes this hammer just super great. Super great. You guys can go for, when it comes down to recommended perks, you guys can go for crit rating, double crit damage, attack speed, or you guys can go for a double attack speed, crit rating, crit damage. Personally, you know, I used my friend Binge's Surround Pound, and it had double attack speed, and I was having a blast with it. I really was. I don't know if I'm going to make mine double crit damage and crit rating, because this thing has a 48% crit rating, I believe, when you take critical rating all the way up to legendary. But I don't know, maybe I will, because the secondary attack, I also wanted to point out, if you have a loadout that caters to this hammer, it's going to be very powerful. And by the way, I also used Breakbeat Wildcats to see how the damage was going to be with this hammer, because of course the first build that I used to review this hammer, it was pretty much all about the hammer, and you guys are going to be seeing a video of that pretty soon, so you might want to hit that subscribe button. But long story short, this hammer is also really good when you don't have a loadout that caters to it too much. But of course, when it comes down to melee weapons in Save the World, you do want to have a couple of things that are going to benefit the weapon, so that you get a little bit of more value out of it. So when it comes down to the star rating, this thing is just like my videos. They're definitely a must-have in your subscription box, which is why this hammer is a 5 out of 5 stars, a must-have, no questions asked. You absolutely want to level this thing up. If you want to perk it up, go ahead. I mean, I'm definitely going to perk mine up as soon as I can, because honestly, this is the first hardware weapon that I have ever used in Fortnite Save the World where I actually want to like perk it up and use it a lot, because I like the utility and I like the sort of survivability that the weapon brings into the table. So I got a lot of big projects dropping on Season 11 when it comes down to Fortnite Save the World. I don't want to say anything yet, but I do have highly requested projects dropping on Season 11, so be on the lookout for them. I don't think Save the World's gonna go free in Season 11, by the way. It's probably gonna be on Season 12. But if it goes free on Season 11, you can definitely expect a lot of informational videos. See you guys in the next one, and peace out.